tall black iron gates of the estate. Fit for a castle, they had intricate designs of birds and trees etched in. On the main street, the paparazzi, who usually waited in the enclave outside the Bel Air gates, spotted Andy and jumped into a van to follow. Rebecca gestured toward them, raking her silver-painted nails through her thick mop of red hair. People stopped her every day to compliment its vibrancy. The cameras are going to be aggressive. First photos will go for upwards of $200,000. Someone else should get Giovanni and Noelle from the airport. Andy doesn't provide car service for the entire family, Elise said. Even picking you up, for a while, it may make sense to change drivers. I don't plan on leaving the gates. We don't want to feed the flame. Rebecca's phone began to buzz. No, we don't. Her voice trailed off as she read its screen. Is it Vogue? My mom. I'll call her after the meeting. Rebecca and her mother, Allison, ran one of the most respected celebrity publicity firms in the industry. They represented the entire St. John family. Have you heard from them? Rebecca gave her a look. Of course they want you to talk about Kitty. I wouldn't know what to say. First things first, Rebecca said as they drove through the security gates of Looking Glass Studios. Elise sucked her teeth. I feel like I've been summoned to the principal's office. Elise and Rebecca walked into the studio conference room with their feet and arms in sync. Startled to find the 16-seat conference table full, they didn't break stride as they took the 2 remaining seats. All the executives behind Drag On were seated with their coffee mugs and ballpoint pens, ready to get their film's petite star, Elise St. John, in line. Elise sat in the empty end seat opposite the studio head Tom. Rebecca sat on her right. Elise, good to see you, darling. Tom edged his pencil eraser across the glass as if there were a list written there. How's February for the wedding? That's in 3 months. We could have a wedding tomorrow if you wanted to. Susie, Elise's agent, sat in the middle of the table to Elise's right. But we don't, Rebecca quipped. It was clear it was the first time she was hearing this. Susie ignored her, eyeing Tom. The win is not so important as the effect on headlines. She was 2 decades older than both Elise and Rebecca, and had never been impressed with Rebecca, whose childhood playmate had been her first and only client for the last 10 years. Tom used his hands to gesture. Elise and Aaron set to marry on the heels of their Oscar-nominated, hopefully winning film. Good news won't hurt ticket sales. Elise wanted to say how stupid it was, but instead said, fine. It pained her to acquiesce. But with 10 years of acting and $500 million in box office sales under her belt, Elise's life hadn't belonged to her in years. Sometimes, the emotional restraint it took to conceal her unhappiness was just a hair away from masochism. We think it'll help. Tom stumbled over his words, surprised by her immediate agreement. No one's talking about you 2 at all. You used to be the hottest couple in town. When they first met, Aaron Oliver had yet to have his breakout moment. Dating Elise got him that role, and their relationship became famous. In the 3 years since then, they'd starred opposite each other twice. Elise and Aaron owned a modest, aka 4-bedroom house behind a sliding gate in West Hollywood and had been engaged for a year. Couldn't go a day without seeing you 2 lip-locked. Tom's mouth moved as if he was about to say caliente, but instead he merely extended his hands to open dialogue. There's plenty of skin in the film. People can go see it as many times as they'd like, Elise said. Rebecca reminded everyone about Elise's February Vogue cover. It'll be out early January, and we gave them exclusivity. The interview is Friday. That's only days before the Oscar nomination announcement, Susie said. Softening things now is crucial, Tom said. Fine, Rebecca sighed. We're happy to try. Being nominated and winning is our primary goal. Elise had golden...